Hi, it's time for our fifth story in our Lenten series on the book Easter Love Letters from God by Glenys Nellist. Today we're going to be looking at a sad story. We were last seeing Jesus in the gloomy garden, and today's story is called The Darkest Day. So by permission of HarperCollins Christian Publishing, I present The Darkest Day. High on the hillside, Jesus hung on the cross. Long, sharp nails pinned him to the wood. A crown of spiky thorns dug into his forehead. Jesus was ready to die, but he was still afraid. He could see his mother crying. He could hear the soldiers laughing at him. He could feel the sharp nails through his hands and his feet. Jesus cried out. He could not move. He could not breathe. He felt all alone. Where was his Father now? Jesus was wondering where God was. The sun disappeared behind a huge gray cloud. Cold crept in. Darkness covered the world. Jesus closed his eyes and he bowed his head. He took one last breath. And at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, in that cold and darkness, Jesus died. The wind howled. The whole earth trembled. The rocks shattered. The hills quaked. And the mighty curtain in the temple split in two. But Jesus was still. It was finished. Our Bible verse says, nothing at all can ever separate us from God's love, from Romans chapter 8, verse 39. Let's hear what God's love letter says to us then. Dear child of God, shall I tell you a secret? When Jesus was crying on the cross, I was crying too. When those nails were hurting Jesus, I was hurting too. When Jesus felt all alone, I felt all alone too. And when my son died, a part of me died too. But guess what? Death does not win in this story. Life wins. Love wins. My promise to Jesus was that nothing could separate him from my love. And that is the same promise I give to you. Love God. When things die, like our pets or things that we care about or people we love, it's hard. And sometimes we feel very, very sad. And sometimes when we talk about Jesus dying, we feel very, very sad. But Jesus' death wasn't the end. And one of the things I brought with me today on my table is a little plate that has some seeds. Now you might recognize these. These are acorns. They come from oak trees. And they are the seed that the tree has. And also on my plate are these tiny little seeds that you can hardly see on my finger. It doesn't matter what kind of seed it is. We need to plant seeds in order for something to grow. That means the seed has to die. It's never going to be a seed again. The seed goes in the ground, and we know that something different is going to come from that seed. It's not going to look like a seed when it comes out of the ground. It's going to look like something different. So even when we think about death, there are new things that come from that. This is the time of year that we think about maybe planting a garden. So when you plant a garden this year, or maybe some flowers, when you plant those seeds, remember the seed has to die in order for something new to grow. Yes, Jesus' death was sad, but something new was coming, something different. We'll have to wait for our next stories to find that out. I'll be back next time. In the meantime, we're going to turn out one more light as we keep getting ready for Easter. We have one more to go. See you next time.